Welcome back to Board and Savior. Today, we are going to be playing a little game of Final Girl, specifically Carnage at the Carnival. This is the Final Girl box that I will be reviewing next Wednesday on boardandsavior.com/YouTube/boardandsavior.com. So come back next week if you want to see what I think about it. But this week we're playing it. So you'll get to see how it works, and then next week you'll get to see what I thought. And if you don't know how Final Girl works in general, go ahead and watch the first video in my Final Girl review series. It should be the one where I review Happy Trails Horror. At the start of that video, I kind of talk through how Final Girl works. So go watch that first if you don't know how it works. But it's also pretty simple. I feel like if you watch this video, you'll get the hang of it. You'll figure out how it all works. So let's begin. Everything is all set up for this little game here. We are doing the late for the show starting setup, and our starting event for this game is so much junk. Someone sure needs a hoarding intervention. When this card is revealed, find the Zappo item card and put it in your backpack. Reset the item decks if necessary. If you lose Zappo, roll one fewer dice, minimum one, when resolving search action cards for the remainder of the game. Okay, so we've got Zappo. We've got our boy Zappo up in here. We've got Zappo, the carnival monkey. Such a cute monkey, always ready to lend a helping hand. Zappo! Oh, we love this guy. You may use Zappo to resolve a search card from up to 2 spaces away from a search location. If you use Zappo and an item trap is revealed, he flees in terror. Ignore the effects of the trap and discard Zappo. Oh, I don't know that I'll ever use Zappo. I just want him to be safe and happy. Cute little carnival monkey. Zappo! Okay, I like Zappo. He's my friend now. All right, let's begin the game. Carnival of Blood, terrifying badness. Here we go. All right, so as you certainly know, the first thing that happens in Final Girl is the action phase, where you play action cards and you make horror rolls. Right now, we are going to be rolling with 2 dice because of where the horror tracker is. I knocked that over. And I think we're going to kick things off with a little bit of focus. We're just gonna try to calm things down a little bit, reduce the horror level just slightly. Now you're gonna see me do something weird right here, and that's that I'm gonna close my eyes and roll these dice one at a time. And I'm sorry if you think that's odd, but I swear it works. We'll see if it works while a camera's on, but this strategy, I'm telling you, I roll so many successes. I roll so many more than what I'm looking at the dice. It's superstition. I know it's odd, but here we go. 1, 2. See, there's a success. We weren't likely to roll a success, you know, but we did. So we lose 1 time, and we lower the horror level by 1. Actually, we do that in the opposite order, but in this case, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Also, have you ever heard of cooking dice? You got to set the dice to the numbers that you want them to roll so that they know what it's like to be on those numbers. So I cook my dice, and hopefully that helps. Just so you know, I'm playing as Asami, as the Final Girl Asami, who has 5 health and has a pretty cool ability that I hope we get to use. Okay, all right. Let's take a look at the board and figure out what we're doing. I just focus because I like to focus and start bringing the horror level down. Let's look at the board. So I played this once before starting to record myself playing it. And what I found as being essential was keeping the whatever this is called, the bloodlust track low, because I never got it up to this point where you see there's an event here. It was right before this, and I'm pretty sure the events do things that add more victims to the board. And so because I never got this event, there was only 1 tarot card that actually procced an event, and so there were no more victims on the board, and so the bloodlust level never rose above this. It never did, which means that the Killer and his minions never got more than 2 movement speed, and that was crucial to saving my life. So, saving victims quickly is, I think, something fairly important. Now, as you'll see on the board, the 3 exit spaces are where I'm currently standing, this space over here on the other corner of the board, and this clown car over here. So I am currently on top of an exit space, and this space is 1 space away. So if I roll for a walk action, the best case scenario is that it gets me to move 2 spaces. I could move 1, 2, and take these victims with me and save them, but that requires me to either roll 2 successes or to use 2 walk actions and roll 1 success each time. That's pretty scary, and it also doesn't take into account where Geppetto and his minions are going to attack. That's something very important about this scenario in particular. Geppetto is not a killer who does the heavy lifting himself. The creatures that do the badness for him are his minions. And actually, another interesting note is that the minions, their attack action, which you'll see over here, does not include an attack. Geppetto's doesn't include a move, and theirs doesn't include an attack. So if Geppetto is standing somewhere where there are victims or a final girl, he will attack. But if his minions are standing somewhere where there is a victim or a final girl, they will not attack unless a terror card provokes them to do so. So right now, what happens? Let's talk all this through. I'm sure this is super interesting to you, but let's talk it through. So when we get to the killer phase, he is going to get a minion that spawns on his space, and then that minion moves toward the closest victim. So that would be, this victim is 2 spaces away, this victim is 2 spaces away, these victims are 2 spaces away, these victims are 2 spaces away. How it works is they go to the victim that has, or the section that has the most victims if there are spaces that are equidistant. So that would be this one. So this minion is going to walk in this direction. He can only move 1 right now, and so he can only get 2 there. So I have at least until next turn, unless this terror card causes them to move and then attack, which would be not so great. But I've got some time, so I could start making my way over to this space to try to save them. But there's a lot of victims over there. That minion is going to be able to get into a space with victims before I can clear all those guys out. So I think my best move is trying to save these victims first because they're right there. I can check off 2 victim saved boxes and prevent the killer from taking out those 2 victims guaranteed. So that's what I'm going to do. So what we really want to see here is 2 successes. Now these dice are cooked. These dice have been on success rolls. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they listen to what I've told them to do, which is to succeed. And I'm going full superstition here. Eyes closed, 1 at a time. Here's 1. You know what it is. I don't. You know what that... Okay, so the eyes closed move didn't work that time, but listen, it usually does, and we'll see it go well. So, now I've got a choice. This walk action card says that on a failure, I can choose move 1 space, lose a heart, lose 2 time, or don't move 1 space, don't lose a heart, just lose 2 time. Or this means that I can discard 2 cards to turn this into a success. So, do I want to discard 2 of my action cards and turn that into a success and walk 1 single space? Or do I want to take a heart damage to move up to 1 space? You know what? Health is a resource just like anything else. I'm going to move 1 space, lose a heart, and lose 2 time. Now, I have another choice to make. I can walk again and save those victims and guarantee lose at least 1 time, bringing me down to 2. Or I can pass here, I can save the rest of these cards, and I can not do that. If I do walk, I've got 3 cards for next turn, and then I can buy best case scenario, a 2-cost card, unless I want to discard some of these for time points. Is this weird? If you don't know you know what's going on. You have to know what's going on. You're not watching this unless you know how this works, right? Watch my other video. It's like probably 6 or 7 minutes to learn how the game works. You're fine. Do I use my other walk? Do I save these 3 time? What would I buy? We want movement right now, so I think I'd grab a sprint. I'm gonna drop my weak attack for 1 time, because you can discard cards from your hand for 1 time each. And I am going to purchase a, I'm gonna pass the turn. We're going on to the whatever phase, the planning phase, where you purchase action cards. I'm going to purchase a sprint action card, and I am going to purchase 2 close calls. It's very good to have the close calls in your back pocket. Lets you re-roll dice, save your bacon. Okay, so that was the action phase and then the planning phase. Now we go to the killer phase. So first of all, first action up here, minions spawn 1 puppet and then they move toward the closest victim or the victims that have the most, if there are multiple spaces that are closest. So that's what happens. They spawn in Geppetto's space and then they move 1 space there. And then the killer targeting the final girl or a victim attacks. There is no one there, so nothing happens there. So we are going to go to the next part of the killer phase where we take a look at this terror card. Replacement farts, there you go. Place 2 new victims at Geppetto's, oh no. Place 2 new victims at Geppetto's starting location, then place Geppetto in the space with the closest victim. Okay, so 2 victims in Geppetto's starting space, which is the big top, and then Geppetto moves to the place with the closest victim. He's already there. And then, targeting the final girl or a victim, everyone attacks. The minion, there's no one to attack there. Good. But Geppetto's space, there is someone to attack, so he attacks this here victim. Oh, goody. For each victim killed, +1 bloodlust, and Geppetto recovers a heart. He doesn't have any hearts to recover, so that's good. But we increase the bloodlust 1 because the victim died, and then we increase it 1 more because of this lovely little card here. Now we go to the panic phase. A victim did die this turn, and that victim is in the space of a killer. So he moves to this space, which is actually pretty good. I will take that for sure. Okay. So listen, things went really well in my first game, and they're not going really well this time. So that's too bad. Now we're in the upkeep phase. There are no upkeep actions that we need to process right now, so we are going back to the action phase. Let's kick things off. Let's kick things off with a walk. We want to get these victims to safety. We need 1 success here, just 1. That's all we're asking for. Not too much to ask, I don't think. 1 success, 1 star, and okay, 2 failures. But if you'll recall, we have a close call here. This allows you to re-roll any 1 die or re-roll all dice for a loss of 2 time. I'm going to re-roll all these dice for a loss of 2 time. So we're going to re-roll. We're just going to take it again. Eyes closed, 1 die at a time, and that's a star. Okay, that's bad. We could use our other close call. We could just say that we're a failure. I think we're just going to say that we're a failure. This is not great. I can't lie, but we're going to do the good version of the failure, which is move up to 1 space, then lose a heart, then lose 2 time. But in order, we are moving 1 space, which then saves these 2 victims. So I'm going to choose this gain a heart situation here. Am I? No, I'm actually not. I don't think we need the heart right now. I'm going to lower the horror level 2. And then I'm going to take a search action card as well. Those are the 2 things. Then we lose 1 heart. Then we lose 2 time. So we've got 2 time left, which isn't, like, amazing, but it's fine. The good thing that we did here is that we moved the horror level into this happy-go-lucky zone where we have 3 dice to roll for all of these checks. I am now going to attempt to lower the horror level more, because the next time a victim is killed, the horror level is going to rise by 1, and it'll knock us out of 3 dice rolling territory. So I'm going to try to keep us in 3 dice rolling territory, even if the horror level increases. Eyes closed. We just want 1 success here. 2 would be great. 2 is what we get, which means we gain 2 time and lower the horror level. Beautiful stuff. Okay, now we can hold on to the rest of these cards, or we can book it. We can sprint. Because we're getting a walk back. Here's why we're going to sprint. We are going to sprint right now because we know for sure we have 3 dice to roll for it. No matter what happens during the killer phase, stuff could happen, right? That makes it so that we maybe don't have 3 dice to roll. So we're going to do it right now because we know we can do it right now. 3 dice. Eyes closed. 1, 2, 3. That is 1 success, and could be more, but I'm not going to do it. So we move 2 spaces. 1, 2. And we... Okay. Here's the thing, though. I'm going to go 1, 2. Because when this minion spawns, they move to the space with the closest victim, which is here. If my final girl's also there, she could get targeted and get stabbed by someone. And I'm not interested in that happening to her, because she is nice. Did we lose time? We did not. We did not do that part. So we moved 2 spaces. We lost 1 time. Now we have a choice. Stop here. We've got 3 buying power. Or search. And we're going to search. Because, again, we have 3 dice to roll, and we may not after this. We want 1 success. 2 success is actually a bit dangerous here, because in the Carnival of Blood, amongst the good items, there are item trap cards. And if we ever reveal an item trap card, it springs, and we have to do some bad stuff for ourselves. So we know for sure that if we get 1 item card, we're getting this knife, and that's great. We don't know what the next card is. It could be a trap. So ideally, 1 success here. 2 successes is a little bit risky, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. 1 success. Here we go. Give me a star. Give me 1 single star. That is what they did. They gave us 1 single star. Thank you so much. So we take the knife, and we put it in our hand. And that's all that happens. We have a knife now. Look at that. So whenever we do an attack, it'll give us 1 extra damage. So very nice. Very nice. You got good stuff. So the rest of the cards, we got a short rest and a close call. Again, yeah, I could use the short rest here. I could. No, I am going to hang on to it. We lost the time for the search, so I've got 2 buying power. I'm going to buy back all the 0-cost cards from the first round, and then we've got $2 here. I really think we're just trying to move right now and get these victims to safety, so I'm going to spend these $2 on a sprint, reset that, put these cards back where they go, and then we're set up for the killer phase. So first of all, this guy spawns and moves 1 space there. This guy moves 1 space here. Something interesting to keep in mind is that these minions are attached to strings. They are puppets on Geppetto's strings. So they can never end their movement more than 2 spaces away from Geppetto. So this guy, for instance, could go here, but he could not go here or here unless Geppetto moved, because he's attached to strings and he get jerked back. It's all thematic and stuff. It's actually, I really like that. I think it's awesome. Okay, so that happens. Then the killer, targeting anyone in his space, attacks. No one's in his space, so we go to terror. Oh, good. See, this is why we wanted to roll the dice. This is why we wanted to roll the dice when we could, because terror level increases, or horror level increases 1, 2, and then another bad thing, every single baddie, minions and killer, targeting victim or final girl, moves and then attacks. So the order of operations is minions first, then Geppetto. So these two minions, both, they don't need to move because they're already in spaces. They both attack. So that raises the bloodlust by 2, which means this goes up 1 more and the dark power is revealed. This is very bad. Don't know if you know, it's bad. Okay. Weapons graft. So they have weapons grafted to them. Puppets now do 2 damage when attacking. Awesome. That's fun and good only, and not bad in any way whatsoever. Additionally, because that happened, we were down here, if you'll recall. Everyone had 1 movement speed. Now everyone has 2 movement speed. And that means Geppetto, when he moves, 1, 2, he can get to a space with victims and then attack. So, right now, the bloodlust marker is where it stopped in my first game. It did not get any higher than this. I think it's gonna get higher than that in this game. That's concerning. I did so much better when you weren't watching. Okay, cool. Now the panic phase. And yep, there's going to be some panicked victims here. So first of all, we're going to do the one in Geppetto's space. This guy moves along the 2, he moves there. And then these 2 victims in the minion space are going to panic as well. 3 and 5. So that means they both head to this space. Okay, so I need to go to the clown car with my 2 victims that I currently have. Because then I can save 1, 2, 3 once I'm there. That'll be good. So I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal. If we focus right now, there's no way that we're going to be rolling with extra dice, but we're going to focus first because sprint has the possibility of ending the action phase. And we do not want that at all. 2 successes here on this focus would be so good to give us more time. That would be excellent. But we'll take 1. We will take 1. There's 1, there's 2. No successes instead is bad. But this is not dire. We do not desperately need a successful focus here. We just wanted to try it and see if we could bring the horror level down. It's unfortunate that we just waste, but we're getting our bad luck out of the way, right? That's how that works. That's how probability works. We're gonna sprint because we need to. So the dice that just failed me are not coming back into rotation right now. 2 successes here gets us exactly where we need to be. 2 successes would be amazing. Great. How about none? F that. We are going to close call that roll and go again, which costs us 2 time. Absolutely F that. Farts. I wanted to say a different word, but I didn't because I'm nice. We need to move. We need to move. So we are going to spend our weak attack and our short rest and lose a time to move there. And then we're going to walk because we got to make this happen. We got to make this happen. We are out of cards. This is very bad, but I'm being stubborn and probably stupid by doing this right now, but I need to make this happen so that I can feel good. 1 success is all we need. And we did not get it. We did not get 1 success. I don't know if you noticed this, but we did not roll 1 success that whole action phase. So, yep, we are going to do it. We're going to move 1 space, which is going to save all 3 of these victims. So we get a heart back, and then we can move 1 space, and then these victims have been saved, and that flips over Asami's board. And we had 1 extra victim saved, and this says for each additional victim saved, recover 1 heart. So we will do that. These fellows are all safe over here. We're just going to keep them around. And then we need to process the rest of it, which is lose 1 heart and lose 2 time, which immediately ends the action phase. And for the planning phase, we are just going to buy back the 2 0-cost cards that we had. That was a remarkably bad phase, but now we've unlocked her ultimate ability, which says whenever you draw at least 1 item card, draw an extra card and choose one. You are immune to item trap cards. Pretty good. Yes, pretty good. We like it. Zappo is not immune. Only Asami is immune. Okay. So, that's that. We saved a bunch of victims. That's really good. We need to save some more, and we can barely move at all, which is not so great. Okay, we need a not problem terror card here. Okay, last minion is coming out onto the board, goes here and moves to the closest victim, which is like so. This guy then moves to the closest victim, or actually, yeah, to the closest victim. That's how it works. To the closest, so he goes there. Geppetto attacks anyone in his space. No one is in his space. And then terror. Great. Why is it bad? Only. Cool. Geppetto pops up in the House of Mirrors. Thematic. I like it. Place a puppet in each adjacent space if able. There are no more puppets to place. Thank goodness. And then Geppetto attacks the final girl for 2. I have no way to defend, so I just lose 2 hearts, which is awesome and good also. Awesome and good as well. And that ends the killer phase. There is no panic that needs to happen because no victims died. And I'm panicked. I'd like to move out of this space, but I cannot. So there you go. We are back to the action phase. Yeah, I'm gonna use these cards because focus two more terror level, horror level decreases, and we're back to rolling 3 dice, which is very good. Yeah, I'm gonna try to focus. 2 successes. 0 successes. Just lose 2 time. Cool. And walk. 1 success. Move 1 space, lose 1 time. We are trying to get to these victims over here. We have 3 bucks right now. Again, it's just movement. It's just getting these victims to safety. So we're going to spend 2 on sprint, 1 on a close call, and then we're going to take back our 0-cost cards. And that's what we're going to do. That was a lackluster turn, but you got to do what you got to do. Should I have bought a guard there? Yes. Because if I don't, I die if I get hit. Yep, movement is the most important thing, but staying alive is more important. So that's not true anymore. So we grab a guard there, because if he hits us, we die. And we don't want to die. Dying would be bad. So we're not going to do that. Cool. Killer phase. Minions don't move. They're already in spaces with victims. Geppetto doesn't move or attack because there's no one there. Boy, that's not good. How did the tiger get loose? If there are no victims on the board, discard this. There are victims on the board. All victims panic. Okay, there are 5 victims. We're going to roll all these dice, and we're just going to assign them like left to right. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we're just going to say that that's the order, and then left to right. So starting with this guy, he moves to 4. Then this guy moves along the 3. Then this guy moves along the 5. Then the 1. And then the 1. Okay, that went relatively well. Actually, it didn't, because they moved first. Fantastic. So targeting victims, move, and then attack. Point of order. Last time... terror card, Geppetto moved out of the range of his minions, which means that during the killer phase this time, his minions move to him, instead of 2 victims. So this guy would have moved 1, 2, and these guys would have moved 1, 2. All right? So that's how that would have gone. Now, everybody moves to the closest victim, which means that this guy moves here. And here's a question. Geppetto needs to move to the closest victim as well. There are 2 victims, equally distant, and there are only 1 in each space. So it's unclear where he's going to go. Now, Final Girl has 3 possible options to decide tie-breaking situations. The rule of ultimate evil, the rule of infinite evil, something like that, where it's just whatever is the worst thing for you is what happens. The rule of abject realism, which is the most thematic, realistic, believable thing happens. And then the rule of hilarious comedy or something like that, where whatever is funniest happens. I play with the abject realism rule to decide tiebreakers, and I think abject realism, Geppetto knows that his 3 minions here, they've got that 1 victim. They can take care of it, so Geppetto's going to move to the other space. And then attack the victims. So here's what happens. The minions attack first. This guy dies, which triggers an event. Mirrors everywhere. If you attack and there are 1 or more victims in your space, a victim dies for every 1 you roll. Pretty cool. Sucks, but pretty cool. Then Geppetto attacks, killing this victim, raising the bloodlust just a bit more. And bad. Bad is what I say. Bad is what I experience. I experience bad. So, remember how we tried to lower the horror 2 times, and if we had succeeded, we'd be here? We're not. That's not what's going on. So we got 2 dice. Okay, action phase has begun again. I feel like I've got 2 paths here. One is longer, but better if it works, and one is shorter, but less good if it works. They are moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, taking these 2 victims and getting them to safety, or moving 1, 2, and taking that 1 victim and getting them to safety. This is maybe even doable on this very turn, if I get 2 successes on a walk action. But letting these 2 victims die means that we are going to discard a terror card and get closer to the ultimate badness sooner, which I don't love the idea of, personally. Ultimate badness sounds rough. That said, we also just need to deal damage to Geppetto to win. So we kind of need attack stuff. We really need, like, points. We need time points to buy stuff right now. What's the bad effect if weak attack fails? If weak attack fails, then we lose a heart and the turn ends immediately, which is rough. But we're going to go for it because we've had bad luck, and so it means we're due for good luck because, again, that's how dice work. 2 successes here. 2 successes and we don't lose any hearts. 1, actually, you know what? 1 success here is what I'm hoping for. It's crazy, I know. But 1 success is what I'm hoping for, and you'll see why in just a moment. We got 2 successes. Okay, so that means 2 damage to Geppetto. Bop, bop. Because we have 1 damage from the knife and 1 damage from the card. And then let's focus or walk. Focus or walk. Walk or walk or focus or walk. Let's walk first. Because again, we could lose a heart here. Here's my thinking. If we lose a heart, then we unlock like this little ability over here, which is when you're on your last life or when the baddie is on his last life, you get an extra die, like a little adrenaline die. And so if we lose a heart, then we are running on adrenaline and we are more likely to succeed with things. So I'm willing to get there. Again, health is a resource, people. Use it or lose it. Or actually, you want to lose it so that you can use it. I'm sorry, we're walking. Stuff on the floor doesn't count. That's a rule. It's a house rule. Wow, it went so far. It was a failure. It was a failure. Let's try again and see if it succeeds. Die rolls on the floor don't count. Everyone knows it. Eyes closed. Success. Okay. 2 cards turns it into a success. Or we could fail, which is what we wanted. Yeah, so we want to fail. We want to fail. So we move 1 space, lose 1 heart, and lose 2 time. Losing 2 times is not great, but now we're rolling 2 or 3 dice for all our stuff, which is awesome. We're gonna focus here. Focus, focus. Let's lower the horror level. Focus. 1, 2, 3. 2 successes. Awesome. So we get 2 time, and we lower the horror splotch. What? We can short rest here. Get some of these hearts back. What am I saying? Minions deal 2 damage. Geppetto deals 2 damage as well. If we get 2 hearts back, then we are safe even if our guard fails miserably. 2 successes. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. Just for a little extra safety. This will knock us out of the 3 dice rolling range, which is not great, but these tarot cards have been kicking my ass. So let's go safe route. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. Okay, 2 hearts. Love it, and no time lost. Perfect. We're going to hold on to these. One of them is a reaction. One of them doesn't matter. So we're going to hold on to those. We've got 6 freaking bucks to spend. What are we going to do? We know we're getting these 2 back, which means we're getting a walk and a focus back. 6 bucks. We can go for big damage. We're definitely moving here though. So damage is not quite as beneficial. I'm gonna grab a retaliate because it is more likely that we will be attacked than that we will attack next turn. And do I want a sprint here? I think I do want a sprint because I would love to get some more items, and we're not going to be within spitting distance of items unless we sprint. So it's sprint this turn, search next turn, and that's 6 points. Okay, so now the baddies move. Again, yeah, it sucks, but we're playing with the rule of abject realism. So these 1, 2, and 1, 2, these are both 2 spaces away. So they're just going to split between them because, again, like this guy sees that those 2 can handle it. Abject realism is the way we play, baby, and sometimes it's not fun. Oh, God. Dear Lord, are those our friends? So moving toward a victim or the final girl, everybody. This is bad. This is a really bad one. All these victims are about to die. So he's going to move here, and then, yeah, every single one of these victims dies. 1, 2, 3, which means 1, 2, 3. 2 of these terror cards are getting discarded, and an event is getting triggered. Did you follow me here? Place 4. Awesome. Thanks so much. Place 4 new victims at the big top. One of them is a special victim who is your plucky younger sibling. While the sibling is in your space, you may spend 2 time to re-roll 1 die if the sibling dies plus 2 bloodlust. Wow, that's so unfortunate. And also, that's not all, because that wasn't the end of this. So roll a die for each victim with or adjacent to a puppet. That is none. And then targeting victim or final girl attack. So now Geppetto attacks, and that is actually good because we have retaliate to play. And so retaliate we shall. We are rolling 2 dice on this retaliate. And if we get yeah, we're just hoping for one success here because he's dealing 2 damage. We get 1 or 2 successes, we take no damage, and we smack him back. So 2 successes ideal, but 1 success is all that we need. Bop bop, beep beep. How about no successes? What about that? Does that sound good? Sounds good to me. We can either discard 2 cards here or not do that. So what we've got to discard are Focus, Walk, Guard, Close Call, Sprint. Guard, Close Call, Sprint we paid for. We'd love to hang on to those. Walk and Focus, gosh, I don't want to discard any of these cards. I really, really don't. We can, we don't have the sibling with us, so that doesn't matter. I'm gonna Close Call this. We need 1 freaking success. We need 1 freaking success. That is all that we need. 1. Come on. It's not unreasonable. Maybe it is. Maybe it is unreasonable. That costs 2 time, by the way. We need a success here. We need to start pinging off damage. So we're gonna discard Focus and Walk to turn that into 1 success, which means that we deal 1 damage, which turns into 2 because of the knife. Fantastic. Really good news there. You'll love to see it. Terrible. Terrible and bad as well. I will also say the puppets are further than they should be from Geppetto right now, which means that next time they're going to target Geppetto. That was a bad killer phase, but it's done now. And there's a lot more victims that can be killed. So, Sprint, I guess, because we want to go someplace. Let's do it. 2 dice here. 1 success. I swear it's not unreasonable. I swear. 1 success is very possible. Okay, all right, we got it. We got 1 success. We get 2 spaces here. Do we even want to go there? That's really the question. Do we want to go? I think we've got to. Puppets are going to move there. Puppets are going to target Geppetto. Yeah, that's fine. 1, 2. We're going there. Then we're going to pass. We've got 3 because we lost 1 for that. We're getting back our 0 costers. We've got 3. We're are we just moving? We got 3. We can't buy anything that hits. Sprint, Close Call. Sprint, Close Call. We really want to buy back Retaliate right now. He's down to 4 health. Yeah, he's down to 4 health. Was that my whole turn and now I have to do the killer phase again? I hate it. Hate it. So these guys target Geppetto. This guy doesn't because, oh shoot, this guy doesn't, does he? 1, 2. These guys do though. 1, 2, 3. I can kill the minions. I just haven't done that because it's not really worth it. Okay, so they're all there, and that's what happens there. What if this tarot card was not bad? Okay, it's bad. What if it wasn't bad, though? If there are no victims on the board, discard it. Otherwise, sweet. 2. I was gonna get it down. Each victim that is with or adjacent to a puppet's space panics. Lovely. Move toward safety, you dummies. Please. Okay, they're going to 2 of them to 1, 2 of them to 3. So that's 2 of them here. Or yeah, 2 of them here. 2 of them don't move? Yes. 2 of them there, 2 of them don't move. As far as whether the plucky sibling moves, abject realism, sibling's going to stay with the sister. So they stay. Those victims are going to die. They are going to die. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Awesome. Lovely. Cool. 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 Is there even a point to focusing? I guess. But not yet. We want to save it in case we need to discard cards. Ugh, man. We were so close to getting back to rolling 3 dice. We're so close to that. See, I looked. I'm not supposed to look. 2 failures. 2 failures. 2 failures. Ugh. If we get 1 success, we save these 2 victims. I'm gonna re-roll. I swear. 1 success. 1 card one. 1 where you discard 2 cards. Just not 2 freaking nothings. I beg of ye. And that cost us 2 time to do that. Oh, that's really not good. That's really not good. Lose a heart. It's move a space and end the action phase, or don't do either of those things. I guess we can move and then end it. What else are we gonna do that matters? Nothing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a handload of 10 cards. So we go up to 7. We lose 2 time there, and then we've got, we're gonna buy a search, because we're on a place where we can search. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fun for everyone? The ultimate ability is unlocking here. Quite sure. It's Puppet's move. Abject Realism says that they do this. Puppet's gonna follow. And then Terror. Roll a die. You lose hearts equal to half the result, rounded up, or kill that many victims instead. Okay, we've been cooking this die on a 1. 1 or 2. And I'm gonna look at it. 1. We lose 1 heart. And that's it. That's all that happens. So we're rolling 3 dice now. We're rolling 3 dice because of the adrenaline. Okay. We're fine. We're fine here. You're absolutely fine. We're fine. This is good. This is fine. We're gonna search the House of Mirrors with 3 dice. Isn't that just dandy? 3 dice. Look at those successes. That's what we're gonna roll. I'm immune to traps, so don't even try. Don't even try it. 2 successes. Hey! Had to get better at some point. So we're gonna lose 1 time no matter what. I'm just gonna do that so I remember that happens. I search 3. Take the top 2, but I get +1. So I'm searching all of these. Wow, no badness. So either the Disguise and Makeup Kit. When an enemy specifically targets the final girl, you may use the Disguise and Makeup Kit to treat yourself as a victim. The enemy will then target the nearest victim instead. Well, that's not going to go so well for me. Mysterious Pills. Discard this for -1 horror or +2 hearts. Or Strongman Hammer, you must have 4 or more health to attack with a Strongman Hammer. That's not going to happen anytime soon, so I'll take the pills. And then these go face up or face down. I'm going to stick these... Well, we know actually that this is a bad thing. I mean, I'm not coming back here. So I'll put the Strongman Hammer on top. Doesn't really matter. I'm not coming back. Okay, so we have Mysterious Pills. We could use them now if we want to lower the horror level or something. We use them maybe at the end of the action phase to grab 2 hearts just in case. I'm going to move right now. Am I going to move right now? You know what? Here's my big brain thinking. We have 3 dice to roll because we're going on adrenaline. If we move, each of the victims saved gives us +1 heart, then we're not going on adrenaline anymore. So we are going to focus now that we have 3 dice. Big brain. Big brain. One success is statistically probable. Two successes is what happens. Improbable, but I'll take it. So that's what happens. I'm going to focus again. I'm just going to focus again. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Am I? I don't know. So here's my thinking on why I would and why I wouldn't. I would because it's good to get this lower. I wouldn't because I like having more cards in my hand to use to discard to turn things into successes. So for next round, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off, keep it in my hand, use it as success fodder. I'm gonna walk instead. Try to save these fools. One success. Got it. Got it. Easy peasy. These two are saved. My younger sibling is saved. Awesome. 2 hearts recovered. That means we are rolling 1 fewer dice, but it's fine because we've got some hearts. Now, are we all done here? We lose time for that. Are we all done here? Our priority, those victims are as good as dead. We need to get to Geppetto and kill him. I can discard 2 cards right now to turn that walk from moving 1 to moving 2. What's our fastest route to Geppetto? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's got to be fastest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that's the fastest. So going through all that terrible stuff is the fastest. We can also let him come to us, which he will start to do. I'm pretty sure these victims are dead this turn. If they're not dead this turn, they're definitely dead next turn. This guy also has to take this turn moving to Geppetto. I don't know if I did something wrong there. I probably did. If it's wrong and if it makes things worse for me, I think that's okay. It's just if I do something wrong and it accidentally benefits me. That's a problem. The thing is, we really want to make it so Geppetto, if he was going to target us and we were here, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So if we're here, then this is closer. So we need to move 2. So we can discard and get one of the spaces there. What do we discard? Discard focus and short rest. Or weak attack, because we're not going to be using weak attack next turn, so we can get it back. So we discard weak attack, we discard short rest. And we do take the extra movement off of this. We turn that into a success. We take the extra movement. And then next turn, we're going to walk. Basically, because we would love it if Geppetto tried to target us from this way so that we could like kind of try to meet him and then hopefully not be totally screwed by these guys, just like dealing too much damage for us to handle. So do we save the walk for next turn? I think we do. I think we'll save it. So I've got $6. I'm going to take a retaliate. I'm going to take both of these close calls. And then we're going to put all these things back. Okay, now killers. This guy is too far away from Geppetto, so he's going to spend his time moving toward Geppetto. And then terror here. Up 1, a horror. Place Geppetto and each puppet at an exit space. Distribute evenly. Well, then these victims are not dying this turn. No, they are. Sorry. Then, targeting victims, final girl, move, and then attack. So everyone... No, this guy's going to try to attack the final girl. Actually, both of these. Yeah, both of these. That's a problem. And these guys are going to go like that. So this puppet kills this guy, which depletes the terror deck. These two attack her. And they deal 2 damage a pop. So we're going to spend a guard. One success. One success. One success. No successes. Drop a focus, drop a close call here. Reduce that by 2. Then for the second one, we're not going to block. We're going to lose 2 health. And that's bad, but it's what it is. And then Terror deck is depleted. So no strings attached. I love it. The minions target anyone and then attack. The Geppetto targets anyone and then attacks, but he has double movement. Puppet movements are no longer bound to Geppetto. They can move anywhere with no restrictions. When moving puppets, they may move 1 space more than normal. Oh, so I lose. Yup. I lose. There's no way I can block all that damage. There's no way. I lose. Unless this is like 3 hearts or something insane. Yeah. I have walk, retaliate, close call. So if my retaliate were to go perfectly against Geppetto, which by the way, he does not attack first, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do here. Absolutely nothing I can do. Awesome. Cool. So we pass the turn. There's no point in walking. It's not like they can't get to me if I walk 1 space or 2 spaces. Everyone can get to me. I guess if I walk 2 spaces, then Geppetto and the puppet can't get to me. The other puppet can't get to me. But the other puppet's not going to try to get to me. It's just going to kill that victim. So there's no point. No point in spending the walk. I don't die this turn, but I will die. For sure. Because I need to buy this guard in order to have a chance. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to buy back these cards. I have 6 to spend. I'm going to buy this for 2. And I am going to buy this for 4, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Now killer phase. The minions move and then attack. Yeah, no, I'm dead this turn. I am straight up dead this turn, actually. That's too bad. That's too bad. So these 2 guys are going to attack. Against the first one, I'm going to guard. I have 3 dice because I'm going on adrenaline. It doesn't matter if I block it all, which I do. I block it all. No hearts lost, but I have no hearts to lose. So when the other guy attacks, the only thing I can do is retaliate because I have to attempt to block damage. We're going to roll, and we block it all, and we deal damage to him, and he dies, which puts him on the exhausted section. But then the other puppet attacks this guy, and then Geppetto moves 1, 2. He attacks. I cannot block, so he deals damage. This is 2 hearts here. So actually, we have a little bit of hope. We have a little bit of hope here. Because whenever someone comes back to life, the current phase immediately ends, and play continues to the next phase. So he hit that, and it ends the phase. Okay. So that was during the killer phase that I played. So these guys are back, able to be bought again. Okay. So problem here is that we're no longer rolling 3 dice. Problem is that we're no longer rolling 3 dice. We only have 2 dice here. We have weak attack. We have furious strike. So here's the deal. If this final health token has nothing, and we hit on the furious strike and we hit on the weak attack, then we win. So we have to try, right? Here's the question. What order do we do this in? If we get 2 successes on the furious strike, then it'll deplete his health only to the black final health token, and then we'll roll 3 dice for the weak attack. But if we roll only 1 success or no successes, then the phase ends and we don't get another shot. I think we have to try the weak attack first. We have to. Whoa, wait a second. Here's some crazy stuff that I'm gonna throw at you as a possibility, as an option. If we walk 2 times and we get no successes either time, then we lose a health and we lose 2 time. If we lose both of our health, then we're rolling. Nah, that's too risky. That's way too risky. If we roll 1 success ever, we're doomed. So we can't do that. Weak attack. Here we go. Does walk say move up to 1 space? If we get 1 success here, that may be an option. It really may. But only if we get 1 success. If we get 2 successes, that's out. Okay. 1 or 2 successes. We cannot miss. 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 I have mysterious pills. Well, now I remember. I should have taken the last turn. That was a big old misplay on my part. 1 or 2 successes here. No successes. Okay. Drop 2 cards. We are going to drop Focus and Short Rest to turn this into a success at the expense of a health. 2 damage to his health. Now here's a crazy thought. Furious Strike loses us the game if we miss. No, we don't need to. Furious Strike, we need 1 success. We have Close Call, and we can turn this into a success by discarding 2 cards. So no matter what happens here, unless we are the unluckiest people in gaming history, this should be fine. Because we just need to deal 2 damage, 1 from the knife, 1 from the Furious Strike. And this needs to be blank on the other side. 1 or 2 successes. Just paint. Just paint. Or the cards. That's okay. We have a Close Call. Just need paint. We just need paint. This acceptable. This acceptable. This. There are 4 out of 6 on both of these dice that do it. These 2 over here are cooking on these. That's all we need. It just can't be blank. It cannot be blank. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this like this. I'm gonna roll 1 die, and we're gonna look at it. Blank. This cannot be blank. 1 in 3, it's blank. 2 in 3, it's not. What do you think? Put it in the comments. It's not blank. We discard 2 cards to turn this into 1 single success. That deals 1 damage plus 1 damage. 1 heart here. It's all about this token. Are we recording? We are recording. If this is blank, we win. Final girl. You know what? The phase ended, but let's just say I popped some pills and we got some extra health there, just at the end, just for some stamina, and she beats the crap out of these 2 last minions and they're dead. Boom, boom. I'm sure they fall dead after Geppetto dies. My grape nuts. That was close. Well, thank you for watching this episode of Board and Savior Plays. We played a little Final Girl. We barely won a little Final Girl. Good game. Well played, Geppetto. You were a formidable adversary. And check back next week for my review of the Carnival of Horrors Bloody Bad Time Geppetto man is bad and he has puppets is the full title of the video. You'll find it. It's the only one called that, I guarantee you. I'll see you next time. Give me a like, say a comment about how crazy this was, subscribe, please. All those things help very much. You can see how many subscribers I have. I'm not a very popular YouTuber. You could make me one, though, and then I could quit my day job, and that would be great. Bye! Thank you!